All right, what's up? Welcome. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a summer edition live stream. My name is Mr. McLogan. If you've never seen me or been on this channel, well, welcome. I'd like to um, let you know what I'd like to cover in on this live stream. So these live streams, a lot of times I just answer Q&A from questions just like you guys that either have anything regarding math or your upcoming school year. Hopefully this video is not something that was completely turned off. I hope you are enjoying your summer. I did make a video about this a couple weeks ago, just enjoying your summer, but also if you're going back to school, don't forget about the things that you're going back to school. It's one thing I'm even doing with my daughters. They're getting ready back to school, so now we're implementing every single day. We're starting to do some things of just getting back into the mindset. It's not a lot, but it's just a little bit just to make sure that when they go back to school and their full focus is back on education, it's not going to like overwhelm them or completely tire them. They've kind of got that little ramp up. So that's at least a little idea behind it. But I did wanted to hop on while I had some time because I was actually on. I actually did some vacation, just like I was saying in that video. Like, take some time away. Don't do what you normally do because I'm usually in this office, spending a lot of time making videos and uploading and doing everything like that. I'm like, get away from all this. Get your brain to do something else to enjoy, and allow that to have something as far as a reset. And so I got back, we back in town, and so now I am working on creating some more content on my main channel as well as my other additional channels. And then so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And so you'll see some. Right now I'm keeping everything a little bit low so I can get a little bit of a ramp up. But as we start getting into August, I'll start having some features, some things I'll let you guys know about that you guys can kind of think. So I didn't want to do a long live stream for today, but I will go as long as you guys have some questions. Well, actually, I have some things I got to do today. So if you have a question, put it in the chat now. If you have a math question, I will have an announcement for that on Tuesday. No, I'm sorry, in August. I'll let you guys know about that, what you guys can do with your math questions, because I do want to get to you guys. So, hey, Satisfies. Good to have you on. Thank you so much for having it. Oh, this is being weird. Okay. Oh, that's really big. Let's break that down. How did that get that big? Who's doing that? Perfect. All right. Is it true that 60% of AP Calc BC is just AB and the rest is BC? I don't know the exact percentage, but yeah, I'd probably say maybe 60-40, maybe 70-30. Obviously you're going to ramp up a little bit more, but yeah, BC is going to be a much more of a faster pace because you're covering a little bit more content and maybe going a little bit deeper with that. But yeah, I'd probably say like a 70-30 mix of really more AB that you're going to get into the BC element, but then with like an actual 30 to 40% content. Hey, Gaddy, good to have you on. I'm in ninth grade and I want to learn calculus. What is your opinion, sir? Well, it all depends on where you are. I mean, that's awesome that you want to, and like, there's no rush. I think calculus is one of those concepts or one of those studies that you can definitely learn some basics of calculus even at a ninth grade level. But if you want to understand the depths a lot more of calculus, you're going to have some foundational knowledge that's going to come through the traditional courses of like algebra, pre-calculus, geometry, and stuff like that. But if it's something that interests you, then find a way to kind of learn it. And if you feel like you're kind of hitting you're kind of getting to an impasse where you can't learn anymore, like, it's okay. You have plenty of time to be learning calculus. Wait till your brain has a little bit more information to be able to understand the concepts, and then keep on working at it, right? But again, I would not discount looking into some like simplified understanding of calculus now, and then once you have a better understanding of some foundational knowledge, you can learn more advanced calculus topics. Starting to enter is I'm very confused. It takes me a long time for me to think about reverse compared to norm derivatives. Yeah, to be honest with you, integration is just that. It's like, you think about the antiderivative, like the reverse. It takes some time. I think it's one of those things that when we're learning the derivative, we learn the rules, right? The rules of the derivative product rule, quotient rule, and we just drill it so over and over and over again. And then we get to the antiderivative and then to integral. and we have to, it's a brain shift, right? And so once you've learned something over and over and you're so used to always like going straight or forward, then you have to learn how to go to reverse. It's just going to take you some time. So keep on doing the practice just like you did for the derivative. And pretty soon you'll be able to understand that, like, oh, I can do both rather easily. It just takes a little, it's just a switch of the brain, but it takes some time and you can do it. I'm now at university. Helped me a lot. Thank you, Professor Fuchsia. You are very welcome. What's the toughest math subject in your opinion? I mean, I don't know if there's a math subject, because I think it is going to be relative to anybody's foundation, and then, you know, also to their skill set and their history, you know, with mathematics. I'll just tell you, my most difficult course was abstract algebra, and it was one of those that I just was not prepared for. I didn't really think I really understood what I needed to understand for that course, and so I decided to put a lot of work into that class. But I got by. I think I got by with a C, but I survived. And then now I even still want to like continue learning it because it was interesting. It took my brain a really long time for me to digest the information, and it wasn't something I immediately got. So that was it, for at least for me. If you get into integral of inverse sine using integration by parts, dx. Yes, you can be able to get through on that. Very good. So one thing I was looking into is I have a lot of math questions. And if you have a specific math question, which I know it's summer, so I know majority of you do not have math questions, but I am preparing something to get ready for when we get back to the summer, because I don't know about you guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's been the like 20, 30 years that I spent in education, either from being a student and then being a teacher. Like, I just get excited back to school. And I know back to school also means getting rid of the summer. The summer's gone, all that kind of freedom and everything else you had. And then you're back to kind of school and boring things. But it's like, I don't know. There's something about that rhythm and that routine, and about the new excitement of like meeting the new teachers or meeting the new people, getting to meet new friends and getting to doing things that you got to enjoy with like your old group of friends. There's just something about it, and I think it's just ingrained in our kind of culture. And I don't know, I just get excited. Even though I've stepped away from the classroom, it's just I still get excited about it. So I definitely have some fun things that I'll start in August. I'll let you guys know about, which I will be doing, which is completely new for me. But again, like, you know, it's I'm excited for it because I want to be able to offer my my time and as well as my services to more of you guys, just not just behind the screen. And that's why I've started up some new, you know, courses, which I'll let you guys know about, which I am looking forward into continually uploading and doing more on from on there. So all right, I got a couple more questions I'll go through on you guys. So if you have anything in general, you just want to say hi, feel free to pop in the chat, and I am answering everything I got. Hey, Gabe, good to have you on, man. It's been a long time. Hi, Mr. McLogan. Hope all is well. I graduated high school. It's so awesome. About 2 months ago, and I just wanted to thank you for your vids, especially sophomore year geometry. I've been watching you since 7th grade, and you've like been on my channel commenting or on my live streams, you know, maybe not some 7th grade, but for a long time. And so I really appreciate seeing you. It's really cool to know that I have been able to have an impact on your grade, even if that is helping you with one question or to motivate you to continue working and doing harder. I'm really proud of you for graduating, and I'm looking forward to you going on to your next steps. Awesome. So happy to help you out, my world. Where am I getting? Okay. I'm going to Algebra 2. What are the few things I'm going to be learning that is new? Well, that's a good question. I like that. You know, the reason why I like that is because I've never had anybody ask me that question. Usually people are like, what are you going to learn? And like some people are aware that like, yeah, the first quarter or semester like of Algebra 2 is basically like Algebra 1 over again, which is like true. It really is. Like we have to make sure everybody's on the same page before we can expand upon it. But I like that question because it focuses in on what are some things that I haven't learned before. More typically, most students have not learned before. That is kind of like specific to Algebra 2. And Algebra 2 is a well, it becomes tough because every subject, every textbook, every school district is going to be different. And some things that when I taught pre-calculus, I took in pre-calculus when I was in high school, I never taught it ever. Like we never taught matrices, and I learned matrices when I was in pre-calculus, but I never taught it I never taught it when I was in when I taught school. And then some years we would teach some things, and then we took them out, dropped them out of the curriculum. But I'll just go off the top of my head. You're obviously going to be getting into some much deeper things with complex numbers. That's really a big one. Absolute value function, you're going to talk about as well. We're going to get into much deeper things with the zeros of polynomials and getting into the operations with polynomials, such as long division, multiplying, dividing, which is an extension, but we'll expand upon that, but get into the division of polynomials as well as complex numbers. And then you could get into some conic sections. You could get into some sequences and series. Again, it's all going to be dependent on the curriculum. And there's probably so much more that I am forgetting, but I'm just trying to highlight on things that you haven't learned. Sometimes also in Algebra 2, we now introduce trig. So that is something that has been introduced as well. And I'm trying to think of what anything else that would be an extension. And a lot of it is going to be the same topics or functions that you've learned before, but then just expanding upon it a little bit more. So you'll see those kind of review questions as kind of like a baseline, and then you'll get into some harder problems to base onto there. So, but hopefully that gives you a rough little idea. I think if you focus in and just study up on some of the stuff you remember or have done in Algebra 1, you'll be ready to rock and roll for Algebra 2. I practiced a lot but still get low grades. I scored 60 out of 80 in my high school and dropped math because of getting low grades. So I practice a lot but still get low grades. I scored a 60 out of 80 in my high school and dropped math because of getting low grades. So I think you need to kind of look at this and understand there's a couple things you said. You said you practice a lot. But if you're not getting the scores that you need from the practice that you're doing, then I might want to question what exactly is the practice that you are doing. Is that the most beneficial practice to prepare you for the scoring? And you said you practice a lot. I don't know what a lot means. That could be 20 hours a day, or that could be like 2 hours a day or 20 minutes. I don't know. We have to quantify a lot, but let's just assume you're doing a lot of work, more than anybody else in your class, but you're still not scoring well. I think we need to look at how it is you are practicing. What is it that you are doing that is either allowing you to quickly forget things, maybe to reinforce mistakes? I think the reason why I bring this up is because one thing I've done a lot with, I don't know why baseball came into me, but it's like, you got to get yourself ready for the game. Right. And so you could hit balls, practice like catching ground balls over and over and over again. But if game time comes and you tense up when a ball comes to you and then you fumble it and you're like, oh my God, I just did 100 of these at practice, but I'm still making mistakes in the game. Like, what is wrong? Well, it might be the way that you are practicing is the isolated event, how you are preparing for your test is not correct or is not preparing you well enough, right? It might be good for somebody else, but maybe it's not good for you. So here are some suggestions. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of example problems, and that is good. I would maybe encourage you maybe to find some different problems that are really maybe even more advanced to kind of really challenge your thinking to help you go through them. I would maybe challenge you to make sure that you are always consistently going over the problems you got wrong. So therefore you can identify your thinking and where you went wrong on that thinking. You might even, if testing is one of your, negative points, maybe even try doing some timed practice tests. So therefore you can put yourself under the stress and the pressure to remember how that feels. So therefore, if you do that long enough, when it comes time to actually take a time test inside of school, it's something you've gone through over and over again. The stress and the anxiety is not like this big rush up from you. So I think if those might be some things you might want to look into if what you are currently doing is not producing the results that you want. Do you know calculus and stats? I'm going to start stats next year, and I passed pre-calc because of you. Well, awesome. Thank you. You're very welcome. Yeah, I mean, I have a ton of calc videos. I'm going to be making some more. And then in addition to the calc videos, in addition to the calc videos, what was I going to say? Stats. I don't have anything on stats. Never liked teaching it. Never liked learning it. So yeah, sorry, no help for stats. Well, there's a couple different ways. I've been taking accelerated trig and pre-calc course for the summer, and your videos have helped. Awesome. So happy to help you out. Is it worthwhile to take calc class for social sciences, focus more on modeling applications, or just take the regular calc? That's a tough question. I would speak with your counselor. I would speak with your, your advisor on what you're trying to accomplish with that. Because yeah, even though it says calc, you're going to have completely two different experiences going through them. Where if you're taking just more of a pure calculus class, it's going to be much more broader and give you a better foundation, I think, on the calculus content. However, if you already are focused and like that is your major and that's what you're going for, and that calc class for social sciences is like exactly all you need and like nothing more, then that might be the better thing. So I would definitely speak with maybe the professors in the major you're going into, your counselors, even speak with your parents and kind of see what's the best decision for you. I don't have enough information to advise you on that, but it's definitely something that could go one way or the other. All right. I can Christian. I'm 20. Hey, 27-year-old with it. Let's try this again. I'm 27-year-old college student with a goal of engineering, starting with college algebra, taking trigonometry this fall, and then calculus 1 in spring. Do you think this is the appropriate route? I mean, again, same kind of thing. Same kind of question. Speak with your counselor, speak with even your math professors, like make sure that you are following through on the same right. I will just tell you that I graduated with a bachelor's in mathematics and with our bachelor's in education of mathematics, which is basically the same thing as a mathematics degree. And I started in college algebra as well. And I didn't take calculus until the following year. So don't worry about it. Take your time. There's no rush. You can always catch up in a summer class or double block, which I had to do one semester. I took like 2 or 3 math classes. It was horrible, but it was one semester. I got through it. So you can definitely do it. But yeah, you want to make sure you're speaking to the right people as far as advice, as far as, what it's going to be for the current curriculum that you're taking and your major, so on and so forth. So, all right, guys, I just want to hop in, say hello. Hope you guys are having a great summer so far. And I'll plan on seeing you guys next week. Cheers.